All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it here today. So, markets today with a pretty good bid, kind of a gap and go, really just a trend day, up move, sideways up. And we had Powell today. And he basically gave the blessing to Bitcoin. I was joking that he was buying Bitcoin on live TV, but either way, that is getting close to that 98K handle, and we can talk about that. Let's just talk about it right now. We usually save it for the end, but let's talk about it now. So again, up move here. We've been talking about this tightening range, looking for a tightening range, and nice pullback pattern, little time count set up, by the way, yesterday, for those of you who know your time counts, and outside move here today. And it wasn't really until he started talking, well, I guess we bottomed out this morning. If we take a look here, we bottomed out in really like 11:30. So it was kind of a little bit of a bear trap here, kind of going to that lower end of this big fat wedge. And we just really started pumping up here. And then his speech was around, yeah, it was right in the middle of the afternoon. I'm not sure exactly when he made those comments, but very nice bid here, outside move, nice tightening range. Again, 20 MA caught up to price, that we always preach about here, and a good move there. That should get to 100K soon. I mean, we've gotten there, we've gotten pretty close here, and we got a nice pennant there to break out of. We also got ETH here. That hit my first target. I did trim that a little bit today, and we're looking for 4K on that next. And honestly, I was just looking at this with members, and I mean, really, you know, these are just short-term targets here, but if we get, you know, a bigger bull move, you know, we just take this low here, and we just draw it up, and we could be looking at 52, 53, right? That's just a simple measured move from the high to the recent low. And again, you know, these altcoin cycles can be like that. So we're starting to see that continue up. You've got Doge here still making higher lows. Polkadot also up 9.8%. XRP continuing to back off. We've got Pepe here up 4%. This is starting to coil here, believe it or not, too. So altcoins, Bitcoin looking good here. We'll see if they really pump them in the overnight. But markets here today, I talked about this morning, but you know, I said, look, if buyers can hold 605, we should push towards 610. And I'm going to keep doing this here. I made this blog post. If you guys want to check it out on the website, it's under Market Insights. I'm going to try and do this a couple times a week here, just kind of just some trade ideas and or just little snippets and stuff. But you can see here, there's the 605. We you know, marked out the 610 there coming up. And there's the 6100 call wall. This is all stuff that we have in the trading room. And we have it on pretty much every ticker that you can look for. And it's wildly useful here, not just gamma exposure, but charm and Vanna as well. And we really like using that in our service. But there you see the Qs here, 520, and then the 525. We talked about that getting pushed above if buyers were able to do that. And again, you can see, look where we back tested to, you know, right around 605, and then boom, just a little melt up there. We're also into our trend line. By the way, there's a nice move on Lululemon here. I finally took profits on this after a long time. They have earnings tomorrow. I'm just still holding a little runner on that. But in any case, spiders here, beautiful trend line here, and a nice little gap down below that. Little kind of bear trap, essentially. And then we just couldn't just hugging this really the whole time. So 610 would kind of be an overthrow of this trend line unless we just kind of grind it up tomorrow and into, you know, maybe whatever. That would be Thursday. So Friday would be right here. Yeah. I mean, we have jobless claims tomorrow. We got non-farm payroll tomorrow. I do think there is maybe a little bit of upside, but I think right now risk reward here is probably like to more towards harvesting gains. I don't think VIX breaks much through 13. In fact, we hit 13 today, and actually got a nice trade off in the trading room on this too. And I think that does hold here for the next like week or so. But right now, again, no problems here. Market's at all-time highs. You don't want to be fading this. So we get sell signals. I know it's repetitive, but this is what makes money here. Don't be fighting the trend. So I do think volatility, you know, as a hedge here is not a bad idea, but I'm not really trying trying to look to fight this tape right now. I think 610 is possibly, you know, doable by tomorrow or even Friday with those non-farm payroll catalysts. After that, though, I think we could pull back, you know, maybe into the 6 handle or something and kind of cool off for the next week or so. Triple Qs here again, up 1 1/4, new all-time high, new all-time closing high. They're not that far off of 525 right now. Also CRM really helping out with that. Obviously, 367, that is a 10% gain. We can look at the diamond here. That also helped the diamond as well. CRM, big component there. But Qs, yeah, next level is 525, and it's still strong. NQ here, you know, it's ascending triangle breakout. And a lot of the times too, like this is why I wouldn't rule out like a little bit of a dip or a pullback in the next week or so. Again, nothing major, but again, I love to use this example because it works out so well. But this, you know, like an RSP here, these ascending triangles are notorious for like doing something like this a few times, and then they got to keep doing this, and then they can break out. The reason for that is everybody wants to get this trend leg, right? I mean, who wouldn't, right? So you get people who FOMO in on the break, and then they get smoked out, and then again, and then again, and then back up. So again, you can see this on Apple too. I wouldn't rule out a back test of this trend line here. I wouldn't rule out a back test on the Qs or the NQ. So again, just something to keep in mind here. Not really bearish at all, but something to keep in the back of your mind and consider. IWM here, let's look at the RTY because we had a little bit of a flash dump. I'm not sure if somebody got margin called or something. This is a real print, by the way. That is a real print on the futures. Somebody got flash dumped on the Globex open last night. This is lagging right now, and I wonder if the spiders top out at 610, QQQ 525 area. Does the Russell start to push towards 2,500? I do think we will get to 250 at some point. There is a little bit of a wall here at 245, but it's, you know, if we consolidate enough and that 20 MA catches up to price, it'll go through that. So we're watching that there. Dow here again, above 45K. So that is still strong. I'm not really that concerned with the Dow, but I do cover it. SMH here up 1.7. So nice move there. NVIDIA up 3.5. We had Broadcom down. Well, actually it wasn't down, but it pulled back in off the highs, which kind of capped some of the gains there. TSM up just under 1%, and then AMD up 1.4. So again, semi starting to come back. They still haven't really flipped with the cloud software yet. I mean, CRM, maybe, I don't know, maybe that was like, maybe this will be a little bit of a mini blow-off move for IGV. It could also continue higher. It really hasn't started going fully parabolic yet. It's starting to on the weekly. But that's what happens when you base for 7, 8, 9 months, 10 months, right? So you might look at this on the daily, oh, it's overbought, we got to go short. But look at the monthly, right? You based here for a long time. If this was a 10-minute chart intraday, you wouldn't be like, oh, it's short. You'd be looking at it and say, oh, it just broke out, right? So keep that in mind. Dow Transports here, that took a little bit of a hit, but it did come off the lows. We were talking about this in the trading room too. We had a little bit of an overthrow here, so like a slight higher high, maybe an M, but on the weekly, you know, you're just kind of, you're still inside of this big green bar. And again, another, glad I just thought of this because that's the same kind of thing here, right? We have that ascending wedge. We blew up past it, and you know, it wouldn't rule out a back test. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we back test to 16,000. We'd still be, you know, above all the resistance levels, above all the weekly moving averages. So, and this trend is starting to strengthen too. Look at the 20 above the 50, 50 above the 100, 100 above the 200. Good spacing between all of them. That tells you the trend is starting to get strong. So nothing really wrong there at the moment. What do we got here? Rates here. So rates came down again, and that's with non-farm payroll or ADP payrolls missing by 20K. And so rates, they originally pumped, and then we dropped pretty hard. So they're still coming in. Yield curve starting to inch back up. 5s, 10s, 30s all down. I'm still not super trusting here that bond bulls are going to be able to break the 50 MA. I just think we have a lot of jobs data coming in, and we already are down, and ADP has already set us up with a weak number. So now it's fair to say that a weak number may be priced in to a degree. That said, I don't have a horse in the race yet, but just something to consider there. And XHB couldn't rally even with rates down. So it's down 1.5. Again, a lot of dispersion out there though. So Mag 7 continues to be strong, right? So something else has got to be down. Look at the outside, right? That's the Mag 7. There's the semis and cloud. So something else has to be down. A lot of people have been very confused by this rally all year long. And again, I'll show this weekend too in the weekend video. But this is, you know, it's not, like I said yesterday, it's not a valuation story. It hasn't been. It's a liquidity story. So that's really the bottom line. And you can like that, you can hate it, but I'm here to make money. It's that simple. I learned a long time ago you don't want to be an activist investor. All right, VNQ down 26 cents. Again, into the necktie of the 50 and the 20. This could bounce here. We'll be watching that for tomorrow for possible bounce. XLF was down also today, but again, back checking to 50, back checking to the 20 MA, no damage. KRE, same kind of look, finished green. That helped out the Russell by the end of the day, as you can see. And then, yeah, because it did, yeah, it came back. Look at this. It came right back at the same exact time. Middle of the day and right in the middle of the day when they both started to bottom, essentially. Broker dealers, again, bottoming towards the afternoon. Powell comes on and market goes up. Still down 26 cents or 26 basis points. Oil was all over the map. Again, it was up nicely earlier, then came down pretty sharply. I don't really have a bias on oil right now. We got lower highs. You do have higher lows as well. I just don't think it's going to go down too much between now and the end of the year, barring a big macro catalyst. And then I think we kind of base, and I think by Q1, and this is the same thing for XLE here. I don't, you know, I have XLE. I'm still deep in the money, just so you guys know, on this. It's down 2.4% today. I don't really care about the day-to-day movements in this, and I actually like how everybody hates energy too. By the way, we're like a stone's throw from all-time highs, and everybody hates energy. It's definitely mind-boggling to me. Again, looking at the bigger time frame here, you just have a big consolidation pattern here that's been coiling for almost a year now. These are the types of patterns that when they break out, people cry about them because they're overbought, like IGV or like a GoDaddy, right? It's overbought, right? But on the monthly, you based for 7 years, right? So that's what happens when you coil for a very long time. You know, same thing with Bitcoin, right? The lower highs, you know, 7-month consolidation pattern leads to a big trend move. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen in Q1. It's a little weak right now, but I don't really care about that. XOP down 3. Still has room for a higher low here, but definitely a good outside move. And OIH as well, but still inside of the green. So that's holding up for right now. Energy hanging in there. Definitely down today. CCJ, there's no problems here. You're basing above all moving averages at all-time highs. URNM, again, the story has not changed on either of these. You guys know the levels there. Nat gas here, trying for a higher low. It held 3. I'm expecting a lower high. DXY, again, kind of a flat day, but it was up a lot more before jobs. We actually rallied a little bit after the jobs number, and then it rolled over. Structurally, though, on the daily, it's not really broken, though. You know, we're holding these trend lines here. We're fine. This can just be consolidation if it wants to be. But we need to see a lot more of it. Gold. I didn't want to talk about gold. I don't want to talk about silver, but it's gold up 0.25% here. Volatility is coming in this. We talked about that yesterday. Silver is going to piss me off. I told members this morning we had a pattern. We had a play on the 2-hour, and I said we get to 31. I'm going in heavy on this, and we got to 31.05. So I was this close to putting on a starter position too, and then just minutes later it just blew up. So big move there for silver. Notice how it's outperforming gold now, right? Right. So we're at this equal high as the 19th, and gold is Still, well, okay, technically it's higher, but lately it hasn't been able to take out that inside bar, right? So silver is getting a better bounce now is what I'm trying to say. And we're on watch here for a possible W. So it's still got to get through that 32 handle. But nice move for silver. I just wish I could have gotten it. But platinum here, down 1.15. Nothing great there to do right now. And same thing with palladium. Nothing great to do, but it did manage to carve out a gain. Copper flat here. Again, this isn't terrible. It got rejected yesterday, but like I said, if this can hold up and go at it again, I think it can get through it. And then we could talk about 430 to 435. Again, not a play here. You're below the moving averages. This could be considered a bear consolidation, but buyers have stepped in twice in the last 2 weeks. We already covered Bitcoin, but again, you guys know there's no problems here. Nice wedge breakout. IBIT, yeah, I believe there is still interest at $60 for December OPEX. So we could still see some gamma squeezing if buyers can hold this area. Anyway, spiders holding up. No problems here. Looks like we're down a few pennies in the after hours. Let's not make too much out of it. I do think volatility can get a little bit of a bid here, maybe over the next couple of days, next week, but I'm still not expecting much more than consolidation or digestion here at this point in the indices. And there's still a lot of strength out there. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. We'll see you guys all tomorrow.